Hello and welcome to this monthly favourites video. This is the first time I'm filming one of these and I'm so excited. So let's jump right in. My first favourite is the Stila highlighter. You've probably seen so many reviews of this. The first one I saw was Laura Lee's. It's like, let me open it. It's like a putty type highlighter. If I pressed in, it would go straight in. I'm sure you've seen Laura Lee's video. You can mould this. It's very strange. I don't want to do it because I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, I'll link Laura's video down below so you can see. And I don't know what it is. I think it's the texture of this, but let me switch it for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Can you see that? That was really awkward. Can you see that sheen? It's unlike any highlighter I've ever used. It's not shimmery at all. It's not chunky. It's just a really, like, it's so, I can't explain it. It's iridescent, but I feel like it feels like nothing. It just feels really smooth. It's just illuminating, which is what you want from a highlighter. It is quite natural, but because of the texture of this, it's not wet. It's kind of like moussey. So if you apply this first and then you go over top with a just normal powder highlighter, you can make it really intense and like blinding car lights on your face sort of thing. That's what you're into. But yeah, this is really pretty. Especially the shade Kitten. There is another shade, I think it might be called Iridescent. That is also beautiful. That's quite purpley, so if you're not really into that, then this shade is just amazing. My second favourite I've actually done a full video about. This is the Illamasqua Hydroval. Now I shied away from this product for quite a while because I believed it was for dry skin because it's called Hydroval. And my skin is quite oily around my T-zone, so I tend to stay away from anything that's like hydrating, because hydrating in makeup usually means like, I don't know, to me it usually means like dewy, and I like a dewy finish, but I feel like for oily skin, if it's too hydrating, it just looks like an oil slip. Not a good look. But this, it's like when you first put it on, it's quite cooling, and then it sets to, it's like, it looks matte, but when you touch it, it's sticky, which is good for a primer because then your foundation really adheres to it. And I feel like this almost makes your foundation a higher coverage, because I tend to use medium coverage foundation, such as like the NARS Sheer Glow or Armani Luminous Silk. But when I use this underneath, I get like quite a full coverage, which is quite strange, but it's a miracle. This little baby. And as for staying power, on the video where I tested it out, I had it on for a good 12 hours. And when I came home, I was quite oily, but I am quite oily around here. But my foundation didn't rub off, and usually it would start to like fade around my oily areas, or it would like separate. It stayed on perfectly. Like my foundation was exactly, it looked exactly how when I applied it after I had blotted, so good. My third favourite I'm actually holding, and I'm actually wearing, this is a Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade I'm Shook. This is a collaboration with Manny. That's why it's got the black lid. This, well, you can see I apologise for the poor application. I'm not very good at putting on liquid lipsticks without a lip liner. But the shade of this is amazing, and not just the shade, like if you've ever tried a Jeffree Star liquid lipstick, you know they're so comfortable. I don't know what it is about his formula, but it feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. And that's quite, I feel like that's quite rare for liquid lipsticks. The only other liquid lipstick which does a similar thing, I'd say, is the Huda Beauty ones. But for instance, the Kylie lip kits, I really like them because of the colour, but they're so drying. And your lips just feel like shriveled up prunes. And not only that, but I feel like they flake off after a while because your lips are so dry. Whereas these are really comfortable, they're quite hydrating. And as well, when you're eating food, they do fade a little bit, of course, but not in an ugly way. It fades in like quite a nice way, so if you didn't touch up, you could get away with it, but you may want to touch up, of course. And this shade in particular, I'm Shook, it's so beautiful. It wasn't what I was expecting, but it's better than what I was expecting. My next favourite is a brow gel by Benefit. This is the Really Set Brow. This is literally the only brow gel I'll use now. I don't know what is in here. I don't know if it's super glue or... just came out. I don't know if it's super glue or what the hell they put in here, but it really keeps your brows in the place you put them. If you use this if you like the feathery brow look and you brush your hairs up so that they look fluttery. That sounds really weird for eyebrows. So that they look feathery and separated. Because usually, like when you put brow powders on, it can just look like your eyebrows are big blocks. But when you put this on, it really defines the hairs and it keeps them in place. This is the only brow gel I can find which keeps them, like, if I brush them straight up, they will stay there. I don't know what this is, some sort of magic. But if you're into that, then this is the brow gel for you. So the next products I want to talk about are 2 eyeshadow palettes. They are 2 different eyeshadow, but this one I feel like you would definitely expect that this would be my favourites. This is the Juvias Plays Masquerade palette. I've used this in every tutorial I've ever done ever. It's amazing. Look at it's got everything you'd ever need. These ones are, this is a nude palette, and then you have these pops of colour. You could do so much with this palette. It's got everything, crease shades, lid shades. I can't say enough good things about it. It's just so beautiful. I don't know what I would do without this palette. I don't know what I did before I discovered this palette. This palette is everything to me. The second palette is the Morphe palette by Kathleen. And I'm really sorry for mentioning this. I know you can't buy it now. It's quite, like this was released quite a while ago. But this palette, it's the same thing with the Juvias Place one. This just has everything you would ever need. Well, not ever need, but this just has everything. Like, you can create a full look with it. It's got some nice pops of colour as well. And this palette is like, I feel like it's majority warm, but it does have some cool shades. So there's a little something in there for everyone. And I feel like most Morphe palettes are good, but when a YouTuber or creator creates a palette, they tend to pick like the creamiest and most pigmented shade, and that is definitely the case with this one. They're all really nicely pigmented and creamy, and yeah, they're just really nice colours, easy to use. Been using this palette a lot this month and I really love it. So my next favourite is setting spray, or setting sprays. There's 2 of them, but they're very different. This one is a mattifying one by Cover FX, and this one is Make It Dewy by Milani. So first, the Make It Dewy one. This one I actually bought because I bought it to replace my MAC Fix Plus. It's just something about the bottle of the MAC Fix Plus. When I spray it, always leaves me with those little dots where like the makeup's gone because it's dispersed unevenly. Just so annoying. So I wanted to try this one, the Make It Dewy by Milani. And I'm so glad I did. Look at the mist. It's so nice. It's like a cloud of like, I imagine if like you walked into a cloud, the condensation would just give you a nice even mist. This is basically that in a bottle. The mist is so fine, it disperses evenly. It almost feels like you're spraying nothing on your face because it's so fine, but it covers your whole face and it sets everything really nicely. This claims to last for 16 hours. I don't know about that. It definitely keeps your makeup on longer though. And it's hydrating and illuminating. And as I said, usually I would stay away from hydrating, but this doesn't make you oily, it just leaves your skin like a nice almost doll-like finish, and yeah, I really like this one. And the Cover FX one, this I would say is just that in a mattifying, as in I love it as much as just mattify. This one of course mattifies you, but it doesn't make you look chalky, it just like keeps the oils at bay and it stops them from coming through really well, so it makes your makeup last a lot longer. And also the weird thing about this is I feel like I always get smile lines. I don't know, I feel like I'm very expressive with my face, I smile too much. And I always get these weird, well, I always get the cracks here. But when I spray this, that doesn't really happen. This is amazing. I don't know what's in it, but it really, really works. These two setting sprays, just so good. Oh, and again with this one, look at the mist. That mist. Yep, they're both just amazing. And I have one last favourite for this month, but I can't actually find it right now. But it's the Ecotools sponges. The green one with the slanted edge. You do get 2 in the pack, but I'd say the little green one I don't like that much. It's got a different texture, it's more solid. It's a lot more dense, so it's like, when you squish it, it doesn't squish as much. That makes sense. But the big green one I'd say is comparable in texture to the Beauty Blender Pro sponge. So the black one, it feels the same as that, but the thing that I really like about it is the straight edge. The straight edge, it allows you to like really tidy up your work. So if you've done your eyes first and you want to tidy up your eyeshadow, you can just use it to like make a really nice straight line with your concealer, or even your contour, you can use it to like really chisel it so you've got a sharp line. It's just a really good sponge and I love the shape of it. So that's it for monthly favourites. If you're thinking about buying any of these products, I hope this video helped you. And if you have any questions about them, then feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll most definitely get back to you. And yeah, thank you for watching. Ooh, I'm sweating so much. Time to use the Mattifying. Don't open your mouth, that was disgusting. Set, baby, set.